One of the best pictures of sisu is actually from the 1972 Summer Olympics at Munich. Mm-hmm. There was this Finnish long-distance runner called Lasse Virén.
Numero 228, siinä kuvassa Lasse Virén, Suomi.
He was participating in the 10,000 meters final. And in the middle of the race, he actually tripped and falls down.
Siellä tapahtui paha haaveri, Lasse Virénkin kaatui.
Everybody thought that his possibilities for getting a medal were flushed down the toilet right there. Mm-hmm. But however, he gets up, he starts running again.
Lähtee sitkeästi ajamaan joukkoa takaa.
In the end, he ends up winning Olympic gold with a world record time.
Virén tulee suoralle, vetää kovaa, pyttämätön lyötymies, Lasse Virén voittaa kultaa Suomelle.
You're there looking at your dreams that you're about to lose, but for some reason, from somewhere, you find this attitude that, okay, yeah, I will overcome this adversity. So that's a picture of sisu. Sisu is a special word in the Finnish language. It is pretty close to the English language words grit, perseverance, resilience, fortitude. The best description for sisu I know is sisu is extraordinary determination, courage, and resoluteness in the face of extreme adversity. And when I asked Jamon in Twitter's DMs what he'd like to talk about, he immediately replied sisu. So, Jamon, what does sisu mean to you?
Yeah, sisu. So I am Finnish American. I am actually in the process of learning Finnish, which is the Finnish language, which is kind of fun. My daughter is learning it as well. And AP and I have been conversing on Twitter in Finnish to some degree, helped a lot by Google Translate on my end, unfortunately, because I'm still pretty new to this. But I have known the word sisu for all of my life because my mom speaks Finnish, and a lot of the people in my community are Finnish Americans, and sisu is a very important concept for Finns, as I understand it. In fact, when I went to Helsinki last year, I guess it was 2019, April of 2019, so 2 years ago, one of the first words I saw on a sign as I was driving, we were driving away in a bus from the airport, was sisu. I saw a big sisu on the side of a building, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I'm home. And the other thing I learned was that as much as we love saunas here in America, which, by the way, that is how you pronounce it, sauna. You don't say sauna. It is sauna. As much as we love them here, it doesn't compare to Finland. So I had to take some saunas when I was there. That was fun. But yeah, sisu. So sisu is, I've often seen it translated as grit. It doesn't quite have a proper English translation necessarily. To me, sisu is really more, a lot of people think of passion and they think of intense feelings and whatnot. The sisu is not that. Sisu is more about commitment, sticking to things through sometimes extreme and difficult times, through the tough parts of whatever you're doing. And it is something that perseverance is another word for it. And the Finns have had to deal with this over many years, with various wars that have happened where they're almost pretty much always the underdog. Finland is a small country. It's not a particularly influential country in some ways. So they have to kind of have this ability to persevere. And it's also a cold country. It's northern. It's very cold there. So you have to, in order to survive over the years, the culture has evolved to be more like a lot of perseverance. And that's, I think, a really big thing. Now, some people might think, okay, well, is this kind of the same as hustle culture, where it's like, if you aren't grinding at 3 a.m., then your competitors are, type of a thing. It's not. That's not it at all. I think that as we dive into this definition and what it means, people will see what the difference is. But you can totally have sisu in a 9-to-5 job with clear boundaries between your personal life and having rest and knowing the boundaries of your own physiology.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, even if you have a 9-to-5 job, you still have to deal with adversity. So I think, from my perspective, of course, I live in Finland where the 37.5-hour week is the norm. From my perspective, the hustle culture is like, it can have the adverse effect of creating yourself more problems that you need to go through with sisu. And it's not always, creating more adversities than you need is probably not the best strategy.
Yeah, that's a great point. Where the hustle culture actually creates more adversity than it solves.
Yeah, that's a good picture of the Finnish culture. Like there's this Finnish saying that I could like translate very freely. Like in the beginning, there was a swamp, a John, and a hoe. Garden
hoe. Yeah.
Yeah. Not something else.
Sure.
So, and like this is a picture of a Finnish person like coming to Finland and you have to make your own path in a country that is cold and where you have only swamps where you need to put your grain.
Right.
One of the best pictures of Finnish sisu from of course the wars that we had, like we have this big country in the east that used to be called CCCP. So in the world wars, Finns fought off the CCCP, which is one of the biggest determined kind of big things in our history. And also like Finland has been ruled by the Swedish. Actually, Sweden used to be a very big country
for several hundred years, right?
Yeah, they were a huge country.
Yeah, it's quite a long time.
So in the Finnish kind of way of thinking, we've always been the people who show their fists at the big bad people who are putting down the underdog.
Yeah, sure.
But one of the best pictures of sisu is actually from the 1972 Summer Olympics at Munich, and there was this Finnish long distance runner called Lasse Viren, and he was participating in the 10,000 meters final. And in the middle of the race, he actually tripped and falls down. And, everyone else gets ahead. And probably, everybody thought that his possibilities for getting a medal were flushed down the toilet right there. But however, he gets up, he starts running again. And in the end, he ends up winning Olympic gold with a world record time. So like this picture of a person who has been, literally pushed down or tripped, and you're there looking at your dreams that you're about to lose, but for some reason, from somewhere, you find this attitude that I will overcome this adversity. So that's a picture of sisu.